Hey guys, Bdude from the Killing Floor guys here. Today we look at another World of Warcraft private server patch 3.3.5a. Today's flavor, WoW Temple. First thing to know about this server, it's purely PvP. Also, instant 80. So if you're going for any original World of Warcraft experience, this is not your stop. So to start off, let's see how the add-ons work. Seems like everything here works for the most part. Don't expect such things as recount to work, as I haven't had it work yet on a server, though this might just be on my end. I might just need to get the right version. It'll show it, but it won't actually do anything. Anywho, let's look inside this bag, and we have a jewel. You right click on it and ooh, lucky that. Keeps track of your donor points, your service points, and buff charges. Even to go as far as server rules and a game tutorial. This skips a quick trip to the forums, if anyone actually cared about the server rules written on the forums. The last bit they show here are teleports to the mall and duel zones, making it convenient wherever you go to make a quick change to your gear, pick up materials, what have you. Now let's look at the mall. This mall has everything you'll need. It is well placed and it's organized. You'll be able to buy anything you can't wear, trimming down what you need to scan through to get the gear that you want. Starter gear isn't bad, but since the server is older and well established, you'll have trouble getting honor or arena points for the good gear without help. The gems are nicely placed by color, making slots easy to fit if you want the armor bonuses. The enchantments had me floored. They explain what they are and what bonus you get, and for what equipment you can use them on. Example, your shoulder, your feet, what have you. WoW Temple makes it so people who have never played WoW before can get into the endgame PvP quickly. Well, almost. There's still a lack of knowing spell rotations, techniques, anything that requires time and effort to put in. So on the flip side of the coin, these people have good gear and ready to go, but will still need to learn how to play, and probably the hard way. So you're going to be playing against people who know what they're doing, have the good gear, and just all around know how to play the game. So this can make the experience not so fun if you have a battleground team, or people who just don't know how to capture the flag, strategies to go with, etc. Now let's take a look at your character. Start off at level 80, get 5,000 gold, as well as all your spells or skills are to the max rank. However, you still need to put in your talent points and dual specialization to learn the special skills or spells that you need. The spells all seem to work for the most part from what I can tell. You also get majority of your mounts from this dude right here. Granted, some require honor arena points, but as I said, majority of them can be purchased for free right here. The game will also start you off with your 2 faction starting mounts, as well as 2 flying mounts. Now it's not all just business. There are a few fun things to do in this mall, like, well, it can be eaten by a giant cat, or you can rock and roll. Rock and roll! One thing to note, the PvE is virtually non-existent, except for some achievement whores, and it's still hard to find anything. If you take a look at the chat, you can see the Alliance and Horde people talking at the same time, and it even specifies who is which faction. However, 90% of the people are saying QBGs or Q2s, and a lot of it isn't English. There are many dialects from what I can tell, so don't expect everyone to talk your native language, which can make playing with someone a bit of a challenge if you want to communicate with them. Obviously. The site, however, isn't as well groomed as the server. Very plain overlook, tells the fixes that people have been working on, but there's no dates, so you don't know how old it is. Is it new? Is it old? I don't know. The forums at the time I tried to get on, they're under maintenance. However, they're under maintenance for quite some time. Though you have most of the basics on the site, it's plain, it's bland, you can check out how to connect, you can do all the basic stuff, but other than that, it's nothing special. But maybe it's just a thing to get you back into the game. Don't look at our site, look at the game! Maybe that's the thinking. That must be it. Now the scoring. I'm giving the performance 9 out of 10. The latency was good, it could handle the population of both factions in a closed space. The spells worked as intended, the mounts worked and looked as intended, and zones were loaded quickly enough. The dungeon finder I think works, just no one queues for it as it is a PvP server. I had those random moments where someone had gear on, but it looked like they didn't, so it loaded them naked, but that pretty much happens anywhere, even retail. I think that's more of a internet thing anyways. The community, I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. Even though there's a decent amount of people on both factions who can talk to each other, there really isn't much going on. People spam for PvP queues, the guilds are far and few between, the forums were down for quite some time, so the communication is quite low. There are many different dialects as well, as I mentioned before, so that can make the communication a little difficult as well. So you pretty much gear up your guy, sit there for a little bit and practice your rotation or dick around while waiting or trying to start something up. It's a little difficult. Now the experience, I'm going to give a 4 out of 10. Yeah, I know that's kind of low, but it was quite boring. It took forever to get into a queue of any sort, and by forever I mean I was in there for an hour and then I just left and quit the game because it was taking too long. That was me gearing myself up, looking up things that I can use to make my character even better, for example the talent trees, whatever, because I was bored. I tried to talk to some people, but majority of them just ignored me. Couldn't find a guild to get into to talk to anybody, and basically just watch people spam, go into the BGs, go into the BGs, which I did, and still it never seemed to happen. There was some 1v1 happening kind of at the low bottom of that hill, but most of them were donors who had way better gear than I did, and I suck at PvP, so I didn't even try. So there's that, I guess. As for the overall, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Even though it worked great, this is a very one-dimensional server. You have only endgame PvP, there's no leveling or PvE, so it's just the same thing all the time. So unless you want to go play some hardcore PvP right off the bat, which might not even happen because you're going to be waiting for quite a while, you're going to be sitting around with people who may not speak your language, may not speak to you at all, and you're just going to be sitting there hitting the dummy time after time after time. If you like to develop a character, grow up from level 1, do a dungeon or 2 with friends, or just hang out with the guild, this is not the place you want to be. You're going to want to go looking elsewhere. Anyways, this is Bdude's review on WoW Temple. Stay tuned for the next one. See you guys on the killing floor. Hey guys, this is Bdude, and be sure to tell us what other servers you want us to check out. Also, if you want to, we have other stuff you can see. We have boss fights going on at the top right there. It's Drunk Super Mario World, tips, tricks, and glitches, and here's our last one. Tell us what else you want to see, and be sure to leave a comment, a like, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't. This is Bdude saying see you guys on the killing floor.